Hello everybody and good afternoon. At this point, I would like to thank in particular the Association of SKEP, which is doing a great job to assist persons with disabilities. It has offered quite a lot in Greece to the Greek educational system, and it will continue to do so in the future. I would like to make a few remarks about the issue that we are treating today based on my experience, and I will focus my attention essentially on the OECD. Why the OECD? For the very simple reason, because it is the organization which over the years has accumulated an enormous wealth of knowledge and resources regarding persons with disabilities and their connection with education, employment, benefits, etc. There are two very important OECD projects: strength through diversity and inclusive education, and both these projects offer valuable material for all the people who would like to benefit and further their research through these projects. Before I address the recommendations, the main recommendations the OECD has to offer, let me first enumerate a number of facts which are worth mentioning. First, about facts. As far as facts are concerned, I have to mention that there are a number of multiple definitions that are not necessarily aligned. And when I'm talking about definitions and alignment of definitions, I'm referring to alignment with the main UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. The second fact that I would like to mention is a very important statistical number, namely that we have a tremendous increase of teachers, professors who teach in schools with persons having disability problems. For example, in 2018, we had around 30% of teachers teaching in schools with over 10% of people with disabilities. In 2024, this number has climbed to 40, which means that overall diversity increases in the various educational institutions. And people with disabilities is one of the most important sources of this diversity. The other fact that I would like to mention is that according to research conducted by the OECD, over 20% of teachers in schools need professional support for their development and in order to be able to address people with special education needs. The other fact that I would like to mention is that, again, based on OECD research, disabled people, and especially girls, have an increased difficulty as far as their transition to the tertiary education is concerned, namely university. Finally, it has been estimated that in low and middle income countries, disabled persons are much more numerous than in much developed economies. And also another fact is that disability has much higher records among lower educated people than in higher educated people. These are some of the most important facts. You can also find other important facts in documents of the United Nations as well as in documents of the World Health Organization. Now, again, as far as the OECD is concerned, let me enumerate some of the most important recommendations that the OECD has to offer not only to its members, but also to the whole of the international community. First of all, as far as people with disabilities, we need to be able to set up a holistic framework that combines both equity and inclusion. This is important. It is important to reconcile these two major objectives. Second, it is important for all members, at least for all the members of the OECD, to align their definitions of what we mean disabled persons with the definition and the jurisprudence of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Third, we need to make further efforts to enrich our data. We need more data, but also we need more customized data based on the type of disabilities, on the type of gender, on the type of socioeconomic level, etc., etc. More data will assist us in shaping and promoting inclusive and effective policies. The other recommendation that the OECD has to make is that national coordination mechanisms that exist in several OECD members, they need to enhance their effectiveness, to enhance their convening power, and to coordinate all the services and all the ministries involved. If we want to have a holistic approach and a holistic policy vis-a-vis disabled persons, we need holistic methods and a better coordination among all the institutional actors. Another major recommendation is, I won't surprise you, is about funding. We need more funding. It has been estimated that especially in low and middle income countries, funding is insufficient to promote changes of scale. So although it may sound redundant and paternalistic, we need more funding. Another major recommendation is about stigma and stigmatization. We have to do everything to fight stigma and stigmatization, especially in educational institutions. Also, I would like to mention a few other important recommendations. Disabled people need to assume a much stronger role in decision-making for educational matters. We cannot shape effective policies without the input and the participation of disabled people. Finally, let me add another recommendation which is important, and that has the name of monitoring. Unless we're able to come up with criteria that would allow us to monitor the effectiveness and the impact of our policies, we cannot expect to be able to deliver results. The OECD has the capacity and the ability to assist its members to promote effective policies vis-a-vis disabled people. We have to adopt our motto, from disability to ability, and we have to move beyond pure cash benefits. We have to be able to develop effective and fruitful participation packages for all disabled people. So this is the contribution of the OECD. Thank you for listening to me, and again, warmest congratulations to SKEP.